Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly. So I started filming this and my camera turned off for some reason. I have no idea. So let me just tell you what I'm doing. I'm taking my odd girl. I'm going to make her on a canvas. I have a, looks like it's about a 5x7 wrapped canvas. You know, the kind you buy at your craft store. I did not gesso it, but I did take light purple. This is lilac, and a brush, and I just, did it everywhere all over this. And then I took some white and I did around here and just swirled some in there as my background. Um, so because we're going to, I always say this, when I know I'm going to put something on the canvas, I kind of judge where I'm going to put it. You don't always know, but you don't have to concentrate by putting a lot in the middle of where you're going to cover it is really the main thing. But what I do suggest is if you're just starting out, because I know a lot of you are new to mixed media, and you can be doing this on a canvas, on paper, printer paper, mixed media paper, watercolor paper, board canvas, a piece of brown paper bag. Do you know what I'm saying? Whatever you want. I suggest doing, and I'm going to do it here, but doing the whole background first. And then we will lay her on there, because I think the more you do the backgrounds when you're starting out, I think backgrounds are fun regardless. But the more you do them, the more you'll get used to them and find your way. So I don't think there's anything wrong, by doing that. So I did those. I'm going to stick with purples, a little bit of blue, maybe a little bit of yellow, maybe a little bit red. I'm not real sure. I am going to do some backgrounds with a stencil. So I'm going to lay this stencil down, and this stencil is from Deco Art. I don't know what it's called right now, but I use it all the time. I love it. And I want to take, this is the darker blue, purple, brilliant purple it's called. Oh my goodness, Kelly. All right. And then let me put that in there. Let me grab a brush. Use whatever brush you have. Doesn't matter. I'm just going to use a Pouncy brush. It's called something scruffy. And I'm not going to leave that even, straight. I'm just going to pounce it around. Some areas you want to be, you want it to be nice and opaque. Other areas, not so much. I'm going to lift it up and see how we're starting to get a little bit going on there. I'm going to take some more. Again, it doesn't have to be everywhere. You want to pounce like this up and down, because if you go like this, you have the chance of it going under your stencil and you don't get a clear stencil. But doing mixed media, it really doesn't matter. So now I'm going to take the other side of it and lay it down. I'm going to set that there. And I'm going to, what I do with my brayer? Being prepared is so exciting. All right, well, I'm just going to use a paper towel, and I'm going to wipe the back so it transfers that purple paint. And, okay, just a little bit. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. And maybe I'll do a little bit. I wonder if we do a little bit of dark blue up there. And we'll put a little bit of the blue. And this color is just, I couldn't tell you that word if my life depended on it. Let's see if you can say it. It's like a lawn-on blue. That's what it says. All right, then. And I'm not going to clean my brush. And I'm just going to dab little areas. Get that outside. A little thicker than the purple. It doesn't matter. A little bit down. And you can see here, it's smeared a little bit. I got it on my hands. I don't care. Because we're just adding some. Now watch if we brush it. I'm just adding some texture. That's all this is. See? So I'm going to turn it over there. Give it a wipe. Now that's a little thicker I put it on, so you should get a little better wipe. But if you don't, you can see those colors. Then you don't. It's not a big deal. And then I'll wipe a little bit over here just to get some of that down. And I don't clean these, as you can tell, and I'm just going to set that over there. Okay. Now, I have a piece of paper here that I like to take when I have colors left and you know, I don't want to ruin. Now, I'll save those because I'm going to water wash. But if you have extra paint, you can see I already wiped some on here. Just go ahead and wipe it because we're starting another mixed media background right there. You're not as precise using stencils or whatever. It doesn't matter. But you're not wasting that paint. Because I hate wasting it. Sometimes if I'm doing a YouTube video or whatever, I will just wash it off. But I want to, you know, show you guys, especially when you're just starting out, to save it. Okay, so we have that. But I'm going to take my heat gun first. If you don't have a heat gun, use a hair dryer. If not, just leave it sit for a few minutes. It'll dry. But for the sake of being a little quicker on YouTube, on a video, I'm going to dry it for a second. Nothing too major. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much. I know this is really wet right here, so I'm just going to real quick. Well, I want those patterns held when I do this next part. I don't want them to necessarily be washed out. Okay, that'll be that for that. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. Now, I have my brush here, and this is like, you can get these paint brushes at the dollar store. Just get regular paintbrushes. They're fun to do when you're doing backgrounds. So I'm going to take these two colors. This is a wet brush, and I'm just going to, I have a little bit of white left in my brush. My brush is wet. Might want a little bit more water. Yeah, because I want it somewhat, if you don't want to use water and you have a blending solution or an extender, that will work too. You just want it to, you can see the color's so different than anything I used on here because of the colors, watering it out, a little bit of the purple. And I'm going to take this and I'm throwing it. Look, I know, a little messy. If you don't want to get, you know, if you're in your house or in your kitchen or you don't want to get this everywhere, take an old box, Amazon box, whatever, and do it in there. You know, you put this in there and you can splatter it and all of it will go in there. But I want to add this as extra texture. I mean, look, we're not doing anything but the paint that we had left over. And if you don't have a big brush, use a regular brush. It doesn't matter. Whatever brush you use. Oh, I just love this. I love it, love it, love it. So is everything around my desk. Good thing my water, I have a water bottle today. All right, now you can see I really love that. All right, so that's all I'm going to do for that. And I'm going to wipe off this. Now you can save this, put your paper on it. Take a different paintbrush, brush this on your extra paper. Okay. So now you definitely want this part to dry. So I'm going to dry it again. And you can see I'm drying it and it's going to blow some of it all over the, give us some drippage, as I like to say, which is not a pleasant word. I don't think any of us want a little bit of drippage. Or maybe you do like drippage, I don't know. We'll leave it at that. We'll leave it to whatever you want it to be. But look how simple this is so far. We used the colors, and we even used the colors that we had left over to add texture, because that's what you're adding is texture. Now, if you want to get fancy, let me just show you a little tip, because with everybody just starting out, I want you guys to, you know, think about these kind of things. You can see we have a lot of water and everything, and it's kind of going that way. Well, wouldn't it be fun if we turned this way, give it a tap, to make the water run this way a little bit. So you see how just a couple taps, it makes it go that way, lets that water go a little bit more, that paint. And that's what it is we're drawing the water and the paint. So the water is making it fluid enough. Even if you're using fluid acrylics, I suggest watering them down a little bit just because you want this kind of look. But I mean, I love this. I love this look. And look how simple. I mean, it's so simple, and look how beautiful this canvas is already. I'm gonna give it one more second, and then I'm gonna blot it off. Which you let it dry at home if you're doing it. But I'll show you what I'm going to do just to help it a little bit, because there's a lot of water on here, and it does take a second, but it's all right. You can take your paper that you're transferring other things on and just set it down, give it a push. If you're as patient as I am, which is none, and then lift it off. And then you see that wet transfers over here a little bit more, and you can see it picked up a lot of that. So I'm going to give it one more hit, and it took all that extra on top, and you still get that great look. But I can see, like, right here, it needs dry. If I was a good editor, I could edit out that blow and dry stuff, but it ain't happening today. Okay, so we have that. Now, I want to show you. See how she kind of like pops off there? So I love, like I said, we only really used two colors. We used two different purples, and then we used the dark blue. That's really it. We didn't do anything else, and we used one stencil. Very, very simple. Now I want to decide where I'm going to put her. But you know what I want to do first, I think? Let me think here for a second. Let me think. I'm going to take... Now, if you have a tape roll or a lid or anything, I'm going to use this funnel. I'm going to take... And I'm going to add... I'm just going to take it and I'm going to dip it in here. Well, maybe I'll just paint it on because it's going to be... Because, you know, you can't trust me. I'm just going to paint it around here. But you can dip it. You do whatever you want. Whatever's easiest for you. Nothing too major. And I'm going to... Now, if this was a board canvas, it'd be much easier because you can see it gets pushed down. I'm just going to paint this on a little thicker. Okay. And just adding it. Give it a little turn. Because you don't have to make it the whole thing. You can just make it some of it. But, you know, it might be a little hard to pick up right now. But when you're up close, you just see those little, you know, it's just like a little bit of something, something. A little bit something extra. All right, I'm going to put that there. Obviously, if I put this here and it had, you know, I had the black in here and lifted it up, it would be much darker. Much more paint on there. But I don't care. Right now, just gonna do that. Put that in there. Let's put the lid on, but that's a definite thing. You can use a lid to your paint. I do that. Whatever you want. Okay, so I want to draw, like I want this to be about right here. Because I want to do, let me just lay that there. Now you see how I'm covering up, but at the end of the day, doing that background was really nothing. And, you know, we're going to put that there and you could see some of it peeping out. It's a lot of fun, but I want to decide where I want her. And I think I'm going to set her down. And what I'm going to do, okay. I think maybe I'll glue her down first. Well, let me glue her down first. Let me find my glue. I don't want antique color because it's not what I want. It's not what I want, what I really, really want. Here we go. Okay, so I'm just going to use some matte medium. It's a decoupage from Americana. And that's my brush. I forgot to grab paper towels from upstairs, of course. I think sometimes I'm surprised I even remember to bring myself down. All right, so I'm just going to put the glue on the back, and you can see I have some blue still on here. It's no big deal. Then you know that you're getting your glue everywhere. In all the areas. Yep, it's all over my hands. It's all right. All right, now let's decide. I think I'll just lay it down like that. And I'm going to hold it down for a second. And make sure, I mean, if you only have glossy, by all means, just use glossy. But I like to use matte because then I can paint on top. As you can see, I'm messy. And I get glue everywhere. But that's all right. Because it's matte, it doesn't matter. It'll still let me, I'm going to push it down with my towel. It'll still let me paint on it. And just hold it for a few seconds so it grasps. Okay. Now you can see I'm pushing, I'll turn it the other way. I'm pushing that canvas down as I'm pushing this down. Just don't push too hard. You don't want to go through it. I don't think you will go through it, but you never know. I just want it to stick. I'm not too concerned. I just want the bulk of it to stick. Now you can see I have black on here because, but that's all right. She's odd girl, and I can always go over that with green because I had it on my hands and I wasn't paying attention, but it's all right. Come on. Stick, stick, stick. And I'll take a little bit of this and see if I can get some of that black off. Well, I'm waiting for it to dry. Well, that black's on there. It's all right. I can just do some more green on there. Get off what I can. I always just take a paintbrush with water because that happens quite a bit, actually. You touch something and then, you know, yeah, that's good. I can just go over it one time and it'll just add, some color. All right. You can use a glue stick as well. As long as the bulk of it's on there, I can go back and glue later. I can glue it more. Seal it. I put a top coat on it so it'll seal it. Okay. So I have that. What I want to do now is I'm going to take my pencil, I think. And I want to draw, I'm going to start here. Or do I want to do her hair first? Right, I want to do hair here. What color hair do I want to do? Maybe I'll just do black hair. Huh. Maybe we'll do, let's do fuchsia hair. Yeah. Let's do some fuchsia hair. Why not? Okay. Got my paintbrush. And I want to start here. We're going to go around the eye. Just drag your brush. You can see I have little hairs on my brush that stick out because I have to get them in hot water to mold them back because I use the crap out of them. But don't worry too much. It's all cleanable at the end. Now I'm going to do, see how I'm doing the circles? Because I want it to be kind of like a braid. So I can go in and braid it. Or give her curls or something. I just like funky hair. She's funky, she's odd. Why not just go for it? And then take it over the edge. So she has bangs. I love this bright magenta color when I do hair, especially on different kind of things. like different kind of dolls or girls. I just love the different, maybe because I'm different. All right. I think we're all like that. I think we kind of paint the way we like what we love, our favorite colors, and you know, I think it's awesome. Embrace it. All right, I'm going to go around that eye a little bit just so it looks like it's behind her. Let me just make this a little smoother, a little bit more. All right. I can go back in. Like I said, you know, I want to make it a little, maybe a little braid, maybe not. Maybe I'll just carry it all into here and just make her have hair. All right. I think you get the picture. Okay, a little bit more height, I think, here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Like I said, nothing, not going crazy here. It's just an odd girl. It's about having fun. Now, you don't want to do an odd girl in here, guess what? Do a heart. Like in my other, just do a very simple heart and start. Heart and start. And you can rhyme just like me. Yay, me. You know what I'm saying. All right. I'm going to touch up that face because that's going to bother me. It's going to take a little bit. Now, I know that's a mixed color I have here. But what I'm going to do is take the green, a little darker, and I'm just going to add a little bit of shading to kind of clean that side up. Take it down the nose a bit. Nothing major. When you look at it, you're going to see a little bit of the shading, but that's okay. Like I said, there's no rules because she's an odd girl. Now look, I just pulled that in. But you know what? I like the war paint look. That makes her look like she's... let me pull it back. I don't know if I want to make her... I don't know. Let's just go over that. If I want to add blush, I can add it. Okay. You can see I'm just going in and going to touch all this up because I won't be painting on that part anymore. Yeah. And go up on the edge. Okay. I can always pull more pink down there, so. Okay. And if you pull pink in, it's all right. That's the whole gig of it all. All right. Now I can see, you can see, I'm sure, right here where I pulled that pink in. Once that's dry, I'll go back and do another, you know, another coat over that, and you'll never know. You'll never know. Let me clean this off right here a little bit. Right here. These are so freeing to do because you don't have to really worry, you know? Okay, so now what I want to do is, I think that's all I'm going to do right now. Yeah, I think I'm going to let that dry. And then in the last video, because it's not going to be very, very long, I'm going to add the treatment I want to add around her hair and outline and do all that kind of stuff and give her, you know, just some little, because what I want is this. Let's see. She's going to have shoulders. And maybe put a dress on her or something. Who knows? just so she's, just so her face is there. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I hope that you guys, try at least the background because that's a lot of fun. And as always, be kind to each other. You never know about somebody else's fighting. I will label this part 1. I'll put Odd Girl Canvas part 1, and then I will have Odd Girl Canvas part 2, so you guys can find it easy. I know a lot of my older videos. I mean, I'm almost up to 1,000 videos, but a lot of my older videos, with me just starting out, no, I didn't really pay too much mind to how they went because I didn't have a lot of subscribers, and those who watched them, so I pretty much did them, you know, like that. But now I'm trying to be a little bit more professional, I guess is the word, more aware. So I hope that helps. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.